Hello, 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 and welcome everybody to another day of the Daily Antidote of Song. Woo! So glad to see you. I'm Kathy Bullock, coming to you from Berea, Kentucky, and I'm hoping you're finding this day to be a fantastic one. We have another day of magic, y'all. What can I say? Welcome to all our Facebook and YouTube friends who are joining us as well. Sending a wave to all of you. Whoop, 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 whoop. So today marks 1,195 days straight. I wasn't sure, but I saw my friend Carolyn, and she had it right in front of day after day after day of sharing the magic. And I'm delighted to be here. We have a fantastic guest for you to hear today. And so I'm so happy to be able to share them. But first, let me welcome all of you here. First, starting out with our master tech person, Jaden. Thank you, Jaden. Now, guests are Greg and Terry, but I will just wait a few minutes before introducing them. I'll say welcome, Becky. Glad you're joining us. Hi, Kevin in DC. Elizabeth in California. Welcome. Arlene in Berkeley. Good to see you. Dan in Vienna. Hey, Susan. Good to see you always. Joe is joining us, but even though they aren't on the screen, they are with us and listening and enjoying every minute of us as they finish their travels. Sheila in Florida. Welcome. Susan in Cincinnati. Kate in Charlottesville. Cricket, welcome. Bonnie in Idaho. Kathleen in Albuquerque. I'm sorry. Carolyn in Junie. Oh, Junie's so cute. Oh, and Storm. Hey, good to see you. Nancy in with her cow. Sarah Page. Hey, there is Willa in Curly Tops. Oh, is that Alice behind him? All right. Hey. Kathy, welcome to our today again. Ruth from Birmingham in the UK, good to see you. And Silver Spring, Hindi. Hey, Linda from Orcas Island. Kate in Central Florida. Caroline in DC. Mama and Papa. Girl, down in Leanna. Good, always love you. Good to see you. Is that Charlotte? I think Charlotte. Good to see you, Charlotte. And then in California, Susan in Tacoma Park. Bob, hey. And that's the Aloysius. We don't see the the video up yet, but they're joining us. Mabel, Hoda, Moon, Bob and Bear in Massachusetts, and Lynn. I think that is everybody so far. So take a deep breath with me and breathe out. Why? Because we can. Because we can. We have another day of grace to enjoy and be blessed. And we will be by our guests today. They are no strangers to the Daily Antidote of Song. This dynamic duo, Greg and Terry, have been singing and professionally performing together for 50 years. Repeat, 50 years. I mean, they don't look like they've been that much older than that, barely. They must have been coming out of the womb singing like this, which is all fantastic. They are we can call them, they're songwriters, musical historians, musical activists, and musical scientists, translating all that good stuff to song and inspiring all of us. Take it away. Great welcome to Greg and Terry.
Kathy, I love your piano playing. Your piano playing is beautiful. That was a great way to start the day.
Thank you.
Okay. So what we decided to do, because today, I'm sure many of you are aware, today is the 111th birthday of Woody Guthrie. And we've got his bust back here on top of the mantle, on top of the cabinet there. Woody, of course, is a major influence on us, as well as countless millions of people around the world and down through the generations. I'm sure that there are going to be thousands of people, if not hundreds of thousands of people, singing "This Land Is Your Land" today in honor of Woody Guthrie. We're going to do a couple of songs, one by Woody, one about Woody, and this is
This is a really good song to sing with us on. And we'll sing you the chorus at the top twice so you can get it. But some of you, I'm sure, know this song. It's been around a long time. Greg and I did update it just a wee bit. But that's how powerful song is.
Yeah, this song has been adapted by a number of people over the years, and most notably in our lives, Utah Phillips. And,
Different.
But this is a song about the choices that we make, and in our world, in our society. And right now, there are some choices being made in this nation and in this world that are obviously untoward in terms of the future of humanity. And so Woody's song, which
the planet.
And I think that this song is quite possibly Woody's greatest song.
So please sing along.
Much greater than the other one, which I
called-
love. You know.
It's called I've Got to Know. Please sing. I've got to know, friend, I've got to know. Hungry lips ask me wherever I go. Comrades and friends all falling around me. I've got to know, friend, I've got to know. I've got to know, friend, I've got to know. Hungry lips ask me wherever I go. Comrades and friends all falling around me. I've got to know, friend, I've got to know. Why do your warships sail on my waters? Why do your bombs fall down from my sky? Why do you burn my farms and my cities? I've got to know, friend, I've got to know why. I've got to know, friend, I've got to know. Hungry lips ask me wherever I go. Comrades and friends all falling around me. I've got to know, friend, I've got to know. Why do your boats haul death to my people? Nitro explosives, missiles and drums. Why doesn't your ship bring some food and warm clothing? I've got to know, friend, I've got to know. I've got to know, friend, I've got to know. Hungry lips ask me wherever I go. Comrades and friends all falling around me. I've got to know, friend, I've got to know. Why can't my two hands get a good paid job? I can still work to pay what I owe. Why close my plant down and starve all my people? I'm asking you now, 'cause I sure gotta know. I've got to know, friend, I've gotta know. Hungry lips ask me wherever I go. Comrades and friends all falling around me. I've got to know, friend, I've got to know. metros jammed, homeless shelters are full. What made your cop kill my trade union worker? I've got to know, friend. I've got to know. I've got to know, friend. I've got to know. Hungry lips ask me wherever I go. Comrades and friends, oh, falling around me. I've got to know, friend. I've got to know. I've got to know, friend. I've got to know. Hungry lips ask me wherever I go. Comrades and friends, all falling around me. I've got to know, friend. I've got to know.
Woo! I've got to know, friends. I've got to know. Yes, 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 yes. That is fabulous. Tell us when you first became engaged with this tune.
Well, you know, we've known it for a long time because Greg and I have been peace activists.
That
and,
song?
And
Yes.
I think we came
Boy,
across it
I don't even know.
eons ago.
I don't quite remember.
I'm
Really.
a survivor of Kent State.
Wow.
And we were singing it way back then. So,
Wow.
Yeah, well, you were each of us singing it before we knew each other.
yeah.
So we didn't actually meet until 1973.
Now, we don't sing it every day. I mean, we just worked it up for
But
this thing today because we really feel the words, the content is so important for what's happening right this minute.
So appropriate for right now, Terry. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Thinking of right now, we were talking before we became online about wanting to give out our thoughts of uplift and care for all of those who have been involved in this flooding.
Thank you, Kathy, for saying that. It's been pretty bad. We've been very fortunate. We lived through Irene and Lee in 2011, and we know exactly what these people are going through. For a week, we lived 1,300 feet up in a mountain in the northern Catskills, and for a week we had big boulders rumbling down the mountain right next to our bedroom as if it was thunder for over a week.
Woo!
And the earth is not real happy with what we're doing to her right now. She's not real thrilled. So this is some of the results, the extremes that all the scientists that we've been working with have been telling us about for years. It's 3 days extreme of this, then 3 days extreme of that, completely opposite times of year.
Regional extremes.
And regional extremes.
Regional anomalies. Changes, if it's supposed to be cold, it's hot. If it's supposed to be warm, it's cold. And if it's supposed to be dry, it's monsoons, and vice versa. That's what's happening. The world is literally turning itself upside down because of us. And and it is very disturbing. When we lived through Irene and Lee here, flash flooding completely changed the topography on our immediate surroundings right around our house, changed the creeks, washed out our driveway bridge, and we were
fortunate.
we were essentially locked in here for quite a while. Reggie lived across the street. He had to park
Across
his
the
car
driveway.
across the driveway. He had to park his car out on what was left of the road, walk in, and then use a cable to hoist himself down into the creek, and then climb back up to get to his house, and then vice versa whenever he had to go out. It was a real mess there.
It was a shallow creek that dropped 10 feet.
Oh,
So, and we have the Bridge of Gratitude because all these amazing people, some people who we don't even know, and some very incredible,
They
dear,
contributed.
famous people contributed
sent
and
money.
made this Bridge of
They
Gratitude.
built our bridge for us
So we have a Bridge of Gratitude,
because insurance wouldn't cover it,
yes.
and the government wouldn't cover it.
and it was a $30,000
So we were
bridge, so we
literally
could get
lifted up
home.
by our friends and our fans and our loved ones. And
It cost
was-
$30,000. Now they
All
say,
loved
"Oh,
ones.
you're the people that have the little Tappan Zee."
Yeah, we have a real nice bridge now that has a vastly superior, huge flow capacity now. So if we
isn't that such a beautiful story of that has gratitude in it in the midst of the horrendous times we find ourselves in, there are always those who will step in, who will do beyond what the call is to help it so that others will do. Those are our models, you know. Those are the
Yes.
models.
And
to
Kathy,
live by.
thank you for saying that, because that's exactly what I was trying to say, and you did so eloquently.
Oh, you did.
It's the fact that we all come together when somebody's in
Yes.
crisis.
Yes.
Our community uplifts us. So this is for all of you up in Vermont, all of you in that part of New York that was hurt. Please know that we're thinking of you, and we're sending healing thoughts for you and the earth.
And
Absolutely.
encouraging people to send help and take help.
Yes.
Send
as
help,
needed.
take help, and we should all just do as much as we can, because it's going to happen to all of us eventually. Unfortunately.
And so that takes us to this warrior Woody Guthrie and all of what he did. And so you all wrote a second song in honor of him.
Yes, we did. And
Of his 100th birthday.
in honor of his 100th birthday, which
Wow.
was yeah. So
Which was 11 years ago. Okay.
Yeah, there were quite a few songs written about Woody that year, and
Okay.
so which was great. It was fabulous to hear people's different perspectives on our hero, our songwriting hero, and our perspective was we decided to try and tell a little bit of his story in sort of in his own voice. So we're imagining ourselves as Woody. He's married to his first wife, Mary Jennings, and they had 3 children. And but of course it was Dust Bowl times. It was the Great Depression, and he did what a lot of people did in those days. They would leave loved ones behind at home and hop on a freight or hitchhike their way out to California or wherever they might be able to find work. In Woody's case, it was California, and leaving the family behind, but not with not abandoning them. The intention was to either send for them and bring them out there or make enough money to come back and take care of them. So this is our song. It's called Leavin' Pampa.
That's Pampa, Texas.
Pampa, Texas.
So please sing along. It's got a really good chorus. Oh, you're in F?
I'm in F. I'm pretty sure that's an F.
All right then. Sorry.
Ah. I'm leaving Pampa now. I'm leaving Pampa now. Gotta go see what's gonna be. There's something out there that's pulling me. Gotta get away somehow. I'm leaving Pampa now. I'm leaving Pampa now. I'm leaving Pampa now. Gotta go see what's gonna be. Out there that's pulling me. Gotta get away somehow. I'm leaving Pampa now. I'm looking around now. I tell you what I see. The world of naked greed, faultless honesty, where the oil boomers thrive on the backs of all us poor. While the dust storm racks our run-down checks and blows through every door. And I just can't seem to find a way. So I'm leaving Pampa today. I'm leaving Pampa now. Leaving Pampa now. Gotta go see what's gonna be. There's something out there that's pulling me. Gotta get away somehow. I'm leaving Pampa now. I'll go hit the road, no, maybe hop a freight, maybe go to California, a place they call the Golden State. Your parents, they can't stand me, they think that I'm a bum, so I'm inclined to leave it all behind and travel by my thumb. Maybe I can make my singing pay, but I'm leaving Pampa today. I'm leaving Pampa now, leaving Pampa now. Gotta go see what's gonna be. There's something out there that's pulling me. Gotta get away somehow. I'm leaving Pampa now. The president tried to help us all by paying not to grow. But the big farms got the lion's share and the poor just had to go. Now the money I make bootlegging, working at the store, is way too small to feed us all, so I'm heading out that door. I sent for you, I found a way, but I'm leaving Pampa today. I'm leaving Pampa now, leaving Pampa now. Gotta go see what's gonna be. There's something out there that's pulling me. Gotta get away somehow. I'm leaving Pampa now. Yeah, I'm leaving this old dreary town. That dusty old dust storm's bearing down. Oh, just another dust bowl refugee. Gotta find that land was made for you and me. I'm leaving Pampa now, leaving Pampa now. Gotta go see what's gonna be. There's something out there that's pulling me. Gotta get away somehow. I'm leaving Pampa now. Yeah, I'm leaving Pampa. I'm leaving Pampa now. I don't know if I'm ever coming. I'll send for
Woo-wee! On fire! We were rocking, boy. There was so much fire going on. I felt like I had to hold my computer down. It was like, oh, I'm leaving Pampa now. Oh, I want to get my gospel.
Exactly.
I'm leaving.
Exactly. Well, we got to get together and play. Where are you? You're in Berea?
I'm in Berea, and I visit to New York all the time. We got to jam. Oh my, that was fiery. I love that harmonica. I love the guitar. I love your voices. Fire.
Thanks for inviting us.
If nobody else, I don't care how you were feeling when you started out today, but after that song and you're inspiring, we are hot and ready. I mean, I can almost fly without the plane, but I will take the plane. Yes.
Kathy, you're the best.
Now tell me, many of our listeners know, but maybe everybody doesn't, how your name, Magpie, came to be.
I have an Italian name that's Leonino.
Leonino.
Lion.
But why
Nino is little weight, and it means little lion. And when I met Greg, it was so musical, Leonino. I did not want to change it.
I should have changed it to Leavin.
Now, my Italian grandmother named me Teresa Carmela Leonino.
Okay, all right. You're going to too much information here.
But people would look at the vowels and they couldn't say my name.
You tell we've been together for 50 years? Okay,
Yeah,
so...
oh yeah.
So
Sound
the
like
way
my
it
husband.
happened, really, the way it happened was crazy. It was silly. Man, we were just, we were back in our college days, and we were just starting out. We were 21 years old. We needed a name for the band. We had a guitar player, and then he left, and we had another guitar player and banjo player. So it was the three of us. And while we were playing with Mark, who played banjo, a friend of ours, I think he might have been imbibing a little bit that day. He was watching us practice, and he looked at Mark and he said, "You look like the Farmer Cozy, the banjo playing Magpie."
And we said,
there's a name for the band. So that's actually how we got the name. But then what happened was, once you take a name like that, well, then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So you become the Magpies, and as you can see,
loquacious.
We're pretty loquacious. It's very difficult to get us stopped once you've
Now,
got
Sally
us started.
Rogers, she sang us a song about magpies, Two for Joy, based on a children's
One's for
nursery rhyme.
sorrow and two's for joy. There's all this stuff about magpie. All the lore about magpies.
Now
all the
we know it
history
all,
about
most of
magpies. It has all descended upon us. There are magpies all over our house. It's crazy, really. But
It's wonderful.
It's just a name.
We're also birders. We have 48 species counted outside of our window here.
What?
Yes.
Well, our window looks right out into the little.
That sounds beautiful. Oh my goodness.
Yes, rose-breasted.
Road trip, everybody. We got to go to Greg and Terry's.
Oh yeah,
That's right.
Everyone's
Come to our
invited. Come on up. So,
Wow.
But that was 50 years ago, and then of course the other members of the band left. But by that point in time, we had all pretty much established ourselves for the first 3 or 4 years in the folk circuit, first in D.C. and then on folk festival circuit in club circuit around the country. So we decided to stay with the name.
It's short, it's sweet, and
works.
people have very short memory in this country.
Yes, they do. I'm telling you. So keeping us focused, keeping it real, staying close to our hearts, heart to heart in what you do. I thank you for doing that and ongoing and leading the way and following on this really illustrious path of those before you, fighting for positive change and uplift for all of us. I just
Yes,
really,
Kathy, we stand on a lot of shoulders, all of
Kathy.
us. And
Yes.
we just have to remember that it's our turn.
yes, that's what I'm trying to say. See that you said it. That's it. That's it. It's our turn now.
It's
So,
our turn. It's been our turn for a long time, but it's our turn.
hey, I'm inspired, and I know the rest of us are. If you took a look over all of us as you were singing, I'm leaving. Tap. Oh, we were jamming with you. We're gonna have to do that one more time before we close this out, if that's okay with you.
That's not a problem.
I wanted to make sure to allow a moment for you to let us know what things are on your plate, the things that are coming up for you, so we can be aware and participate if we can.
Okay, well, we are doing our 50th anniversary concerts. Two of them in the fall. Actually, three of them in the fall. No, four of them in the fall. Two of them are in. One or two of them are in September. We're doing in Kent, Ohio, where we first started in 1973
at the Kent stage.
At the Kent stage, and that's in mid-October. And we're also playing a concert in Pittsburgh.
And then we're coming down to play in on September 30th at the 8th Step, which is Proctor's Theater near Albany.
Mm-hmm.
And then our big show in the D.C. area, because we lived down there for 34 years, is the Barns of Wolf Trap on October 14th. But you can't buy tickets until August. You're not really supposed to know.
Don't tell any of the many people that you're going to tell. Because
Exactly.
it is not officially announced until the 6th, I think, and then the tickets go on sale on the 8th of August. So,
But we want everybody to come. It's our 50th. We want to have fun. We want to have a party.
yeah, it's going to be
Yes. So
And
we
Raleigh
can-
Brown will be with us, an extremely amazing guitarist, if you don't know Raleigh Brown.
Oh, wonderful.
And an amazing bass player, Ralph Gordon, who's just phenomenal, or Charlie. I'm not sure. Charlie
I
Pilzer.
think Charlie's going to be with us at Wolf Trap.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, the one other thing. You've heard us mention that we're also actors and playwrights and doing our play about John Brown and Mary Brown, based on the letters that they wrote to each other in the
We're
years,
also
in
screenwriters.
the years up to 1859. But we are doing the play one more time this year in Kansas.
At the Freedom
So if you
Festival.
have anybody in Kansas or in anywhere striking distance of Osawatomie, Kansas, which is eastern Kansas, we're going all the way out there to perform this play as part of their Freedom Festival, the annual Freedom Festival that they celebrate there in eastern Kansas, where they celebrate the whole anti-slavery free state movement in the 1850s. So it's at Osawatomie, Kansas. It's going to be the weekend of September 17th. I think.
17th, yeah. 2 days.
Yeah. So
Freedom Festival. Check it out.
so we will
It'll be
put
worth
on
it.
Wow.
costumes and makeup, and we will become John Brown and
If
Mary
you go to our
Brown.
website, you can see what we look like. There's a little video of us as John and Mary Brown that our friend Bill Spence made of us, and an interview with a radio interview, NPR.
Oh yes, the interview that we did with Kojo Namdi.
Kojo Namdi, right?
Oh yes.
So we did-
I'm from DC. When you say Kojo Nam, it brings back so many wonderful memories.
Yes,
going
Well, I
up
just wish we knew you when you lived here.
Kojo's.
I know my dad was really active in the whole civil rights movement in my church there, a large church, Rhode Island Avenue Northwest.
Of course.
Oh yeah,
yes, of
know that
course.
church.
And what was it for the clergy? They were active in the organization. It was across all kinds of religious areas, and it just went out of my head. But fighting for peace and those types of things. I can't remember the name, but anyway, I thought everybody did
You know
that.
what we always say, Kathy? We say, when your memory goes, forget it. And then my other favorite one is, I've been forgetful as long as I can remember.
As long as you can remember, I'm going to put those into my packet and carry it with me. My friend said that if
Don't forget.
the older you get or the more you live, the more it's in your brain, and sometimes it leaks out because it's so full. So I'll take that too, because I haven't grown up yet. But
Exactly. I hope we never do.
But yes. So anyway, I'm just delighted to be in your presence and to hear what you're doing and exciting. And I'm so glad to learn about you're doing the John Brown play again. I was involved, as I mentioned, with the project Songs of Slavery and Emancipation, and that just came out last year, and it's about abolitionists and enslaved folks and songs that haven't been heard in over 100 years. And so adding that to the work you're doing, lifting up those histories so we can be inspired more and learn as we go forward. Oh, it's so important.
It is. And New York State is really rich in abolitionists.
Before we go one step further, I just want to mention that any of us who engage in political activism through music owe a tremendous debt to the abolitionist movement, and particularly the Hutchinson family singers.
Yes.
Who were the superstars of their day.
Weren't they?
Political
I found
activists.
out about them, Greg, when I was looking online. I said, listen to these guys.
Amazing.
And they were bold about it.
Very
and
bold.
Yeah.
the songs about, yes, indeed. Oh, absolutely.
Not to mention Harry Belafonte, who we lost.
Well,
recently.
yeah, there you go.
And
You
then
know,
there's
100 years apart. But yeah, and the Hutchinsons they traveled the United States, the northern states, and they played in every major concert hall that you could that existed at the time, and they put the issue of slavery front and center in their concert performances, and it really had a tremendous impact on inspiring the movement. People learned songs from them that they'd never heard on record because there were no records.
It was oral tradition.
Harriet Tubman.
She sang a Hutchinson song. Now, all of you probably saw that movie about Harriet Tubman, maybe.
Yes.
Well, at the end, they do Wade in the Water. That was not the
she
song.
did not sing Wade in the Water.
She sang another song.
At the Cumbie River.
That was a Hutchinson family song.
She said she sang, and it's quoted in the book. The very first biography, the ones that narrated to Sarah Bradford. She sang. What happened was the colonel said, "You got to sing him a song, Moses," because everybody was hanging on to the gunwales and not allowing the boats to go back out to the gunboats. So she sang the song, and she sang, come along, make no delay. Come from every nation, come from every way. Your lines, they are broad enough, don't feel alarm, for Uncle Sam is rich enough to give us all a farm." That's the song she sang. And when she sang that song, as she described it, they all threw their hands up in the air and said hallelujah, and
they were saved.
The boats were able to take them.
She saved over 800 people in the Cumbie Rescue. And Cumbie River.
I heard about the rescue. I didn't hear about the song.
Yes.
Well, most
I just
people
need
know
to come.
She learned
I'm
that
inviting
song from
myself, and I'm going to come and just sit at your feet, and you just share.
No, wait a minute. I'm sure that we have to sit at yours too.
Let's just sit knee to knee and
knee to knee, and I'll drink some tea. And
All right.
if you're tea or coffee. Anyway, in the meantime, thank you for giving us a glimpse of all of this luscious, golden, delicious, wonderful information, stories, and leaving us and me. I'm very, very inspired and uplifted. I think it's time for us to move on to the rest of our day. And so, would you please grace us with a song to sing us out?
What do we want to sing? Give
life.
life.
All right.
People will find the way.
Ella Baker, of course, was very famous, and we just did a whole thing on July 4th at the Underground Railroad Museum here in Albany. And the theme this year was the March on Washington, 1963.
Now, you can sing the song you just sang earlier, but if you have another one, it's up to you.
Oh, you wanted to play with us, right?
You
I can't play.
You want to do the other one?
No, we wouldn't. I can't do. The Zoom won't let me play along with you. But what we usually do is at the end of our set, we play a song that we have you repeat one that you presented to us.
All right.
Let's repeat the chorus of Leavin' Pampa. Just the chorus. Yeah?
Oh, okay.
Of course.
Yes, I'm leaving Pampa now. Leaving Pampa now. Gotta go see what's gonna be. There's something out there pulling me. Gotta get away somehow. I'm leaving Pampa now. Sing it with me, Terry. Yeah, I'm leaving Pampa now. Leaving Pampa now. Gotta go see what's gonna be. Something out there that's pulling me. Gotta get away somehow. I'm leaving Pampa now.
Have a great day, everybody.
Yeah, I'm leaving Pampa. Well, at least I'm leaving soon.
time. One more time.
Yeah.
One more time. I'm leaving Pampa now. One more. Gotta go see what's gonna be. There's something out there that's pulling me. Gotta get away somehow. I'm leaving Pampa now.
All right, everybody. Have a beautiful day. And happy birthday, and wherever you are, Woody Guthrie. You're
Happy
in our
birthday,
hearts.
Woody
That's-
Guthrie. That is so wonderful. Thank you so much, Greg and Terry. Please give it up, everybody, for Terry Leonino and Greg Artzner and Magpie. Woo!
Thank
You
you, folks.
have just
Thank you, Kathy.
lifted
Thank you
us
all.
all.
Thank you,
Thank
Joe.
you, Jane. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, especially Kathy. Wonderful.
Wow. Well, I get to say a special see you later to each member who is joining us here on Zoom. But I also want to say to the Facebook family and YouTube folks who joined us, all of you out there, you know this happens like every day. Like every day, there's some magical person or people who will come and share their songs. We sing together. We feel the sense of community. We celebrate. We learn. If we have to grieve together, we're just joined together. And from that, there's so much strength and power that happens and just helps us disseminate it all throughout the rest of the world and our day. We have people from all over the world. We want to thank again Magpie, which is Greg and Terry. Wow. Wow. So I'm going to now thank all the rest of you. And so we have Jaden. You see lovely Jaden there, one that keeps all this together with the tech and all that good stuff. Now, I put my phone here so it wouldn't ring because I didn't put it. But anyway, thank you, Jaden. Thank you, Becky. I'm leaving Tampa now. Oh, that's in my leaving Tampa now. Kevin in DC. Thank you, Deli. Thank you, Sandra Moore. Thank you, Diane. Mama and Papa down in Leetta, Curly Top. Hey, love you much. Dan and Vienna. Thank you. Susan from Cincinnati. Thank you. Bonnie from Boise, Idaho. I want to keep playing this song while I'm talking, but I'll probably mess up the chords. But anyway, and in Nashville. Thank you. Thank you, Kathleen in Albuquerque. Caroline, good to see you always. And Storm, I love you. Love the hat, yes. Sarah, thanks for coming. Kathy, so good to see you. Ruth from Birmingham, who I got to actually meet in person in the UK, thanks for coming. Anne from Silver Spring. Anne from California. Nancy and her cow. Bob, yes, I'm so glad to see you. Bob and Mabel and the Bears. Fred from Silver Spring. Now let me click to the next screen. I'm leaving Tampa now. Sarah Page, Kathy. Oh, I already said Kathy and Sarah. Let's see, who am I now at? Oh, Carolyn in DC. Shazi in Bethesda. Jamie in Victoria, British Columbia. Susan in Tacoma Park, Maryland. Aloysius. There is Willard and the Curly Tops and Alice. Tuzi from Massachusetts. Elizabeth from California. Hoda is in British Columbia. Moon, Lynn, and Jane in Texas. Jane in Maryland. Linda in Concord, Mass. And Hindi and Deborah Spice. I think we have all of our people who joined us. Woo! Sending much love to all of you. Have a great day.